if you are using music, you could leave it off just while we arrive, or you could press play now. So find whatever position works. Maybe just take a couple of rolls of the shoulders, a little stretch. And then let yourself settle. Perhaps you take a deeper breath or a couple of deep breaths. And as you exhale, just feel the weight of the seat, or perhaps the knees drop into the earth. Maybe even closing down the eyes. So truly bringing ourselves into the moment, into our own body. And let's just begin by taking a moment with our body. So how does it feel this morning? There could be describing words, there could be areas that are warmer or cooler or tingly, or that we notice are a little bit tight, or that feel quite spacious. So just an invitation to sense into our own body. What's our personal experience of that this morning? And this is with compassion, not with judgment. Could we then carry the awareness up to our mind and just take a couple of moments with the mind? So again, we're compassionate, we're not judgmental. As best we can, we try not to get too attached to a single train of thought. We're just letting our thoughts, our stories come and go. And an invitation now to bring the word peace to mind. Peace. If you prefer, you could use the Sanskrit word shanti. And if it feels okay for you, maybe that could be your intention. And that could be your guidance for your practice. Peace for yourself, peace for others. Let's bring awareness to the breath. So maybe we drop right down into the low belly. Maybe we drop into the rib cage. And our natural breath allows for this expansion and contraction. As we inhale, we might feel we sit a little taller. As we exhale, we might just soften the face and the shoulders. And it could be that even as we inhale, we're inhaling that sense of peace or shanti. And as we exhale, we release anything else. And let's gently blink the eyes open. And so if you didn't have music and you want to pop some on now, you absolutely can. I'm going to take our hands just to opposite arms and just go up and down the arms, giving them a little squeeze. So you're in control always. So obviously, don't squeeze too hard. You don't want to hurt yourself. Just a little wake up there. Then let's take the hands. We're going to come to the back of the neck. and we're just going to give the back of our neck a little massage. If we can reach, we maybe go down towards the shoulder blades, but don't strain. Maybe just across the top of the shoulders. And then we'll come round into the jaw. Maybe just up the side of the face towards the temples, slow circle motions, the flat of the fingertips or the hand. And then release. As we breathe in, we'll sweep the hands up, join the palms, breathe out, come down to the heart space. Two more just with your own breath. Let's take it into a twist. Breathe in, fingertips to sky. Breathe out, turn to your right hand side. Place the right hand down behind you, left hand where it's comfortable. Press into that right hand. Inhale to lift the spine. Exhale just to gently turn. Next breath in, we sweep the arms back up to the sky and we breathe out to the opposite side. Inhale, we find that space and length in the body. Exhale, just gently into our twist. Breathe in, come to center, join the palms. Breathe out, back to the heart. So we're going to take our first kind of version of sun salutation. So sun is Surya. Salutation is Namaskar. So this is our salutation with our hands. So you can sit with the legs crossed, right over left or left over right, whatever you feel is best. We breathe in, we sweep the hands up, the palms turn forwards. As you breathe out, fold the body forwards, keep the bum grounded. Inhale, we lift onto the fingertips, open the head and heart. Exhale is our forward fold as we tuck the chin into the chest. Breathe in, we're sweeping upwards, joining the palms, seated Tadasana. We breathe out and come to the heart. Inhale. Exhale, reach and fold. Inhale onto the fingertips. Exhale, relax into our fold. Breathe in as we rise upwards, join in the palms, think of Tadasana. Breathe out, hands to heart. So just take one more like that with your own breath. We'll meet in our seated Tadasana. When the hands are back at the heart, just take a nice deep breath, soften face and shoulders. And then we're going to make our way onto our knees. So you could roll over your knees if that's in your practice, or drop your knees to the side. So just having a little bit of a mooch around on the hands and knees there. So you may have been out of bed for a good few hours. You might have already had a stretch. You may have just recently got out of bed and feel like you need to have a little stretch into the body. And we're going to then take it into some cat and cow. So the shoulders are over or just behind the wrists. Hips and knees roughly in line. As we breathe in, we let the belly drop and open the heart forwards. As we breathe out, we push the hands to the earth, arch the spine to the sky, bring the chin into the chest. Just take two more with your own breath. Back to neutral. We're going to bring the knees together and sit the seat back onto the heels. So if knees together doesn't feel okay, we could have a little distance in the knees. We could also sit on a block or a cushion. So this is going to be a kneeling version of a sun salute. If it's really not okay for you to be on the knees, you could come back onto your bum with crossed legs. We inhale, we're going to sweep up, palms are forwards. We might draw the arms back for a little heart opener. As we exhale, we're going to bring the hands down. We've just been here. We inhale, draw the heart forwards. Exhale, open the spine. Inhale, we rise upwards, join in the palms. Exhale, we sit the bum down. So in a kneeling Tadasana position. Breathe in, sweep up. Breathing out, coming down to the ground. Inhale into our cow position. Exhale into cat. Breathe in this upward salute on the knees. Breathe out. We come back to Tadasana. So again, we're just going to take one more with your own breath. So it's important to find your own rhythm with things. So whenever you're ready. We'll just meet in our seated kneeling Tadasana position. Release the hands just onto knees or thighs, closing the eyes for a moment, soften the face, the shoulders, and just take attention to your lower spine. So sometimes we really tilt the hips forwards and we're creating this kind of a little bit of a compression through the lower back. Maybe we're flaring the ribs. So can we find kind of an even length to the lower spine, the mid spine, upper spine? Just pause to ground. If it feels okay, we could re-remind ourselves of peace or shanti. And then let's tip forwards. Come onto the hands and knees, separate the knees out. We're going to tuck the toes, spread the fingers. Seat comes back to the heels, breathe in. And as you breathe out, lift the bum to the sky, find your downward facing dog. So if downward facing dog feels like it's a little bit too energetic this morning, it could absolutely be tabletop. Feet could be hip distance or wider. You might practice just lifting the heels away from the earth and then pushing them towards the earth, or maybe walking out through the knees. Nice, steady breath. Let's start to walk, jump, or whatever it is you do, step slightly, the toes to the backs of our wrists. So here we're in a forward fold position. As we breathe in, we slide the hands up to the shins. We lengthen through the arms, the legs, and the spine. This is Ardha Uttanasana, our halfway lift. Next breath out, you take, really bend the knees. Let the upper body become super heavy as you let it dangle down towards the ground. Uttanasana. You might have a little sway of the shoulders, the arms, a little shake out. So shaking can be great in multiple ways. We could shake to get some energy into the body. We can also shake to release from the body. Start to bring the head up, then the heart. Sweeping the arms up to the sky as you breathe in, joining the palms. Breathe out, bring them to the heart, and then release them down by the side of the body. Roll the shoulders back, so feel the heart really open. Step to the top of your mat if you've gravitated backwards, and let's find our Tadasana. So your feet might be together, hip distance wider. Just letting the eyes close, the shoulders soften. Breathe in for a little bit of height and expansion. Breathe out. Feel as though you send that energy to your feet for the essence of grounding. So moving into our half sun salutation here. So we'll breathe in, sweep the hands up, join the palms. As you breathe out, start to bring the hands down. When they meet the heart, we fold forwards, release the fingertips to the earth. We've just been here. As we breathe in, we slide up halfway. Feel some strength rise through the body. As you breathe out, we forward fold. Inhale, lift the head and the heart, sweeping the hands up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Take a full breath there. Inhale, sweep up, palms forwards. Exhale, fold. So slightly different way with the arms. Inhale, come in halfway. Exhale, we forward fold. Inhale, sweep up, palms forward, so we could draw the arms backwards. And as we exhale, we release the arms down by the side of the body. Take a full breath. So you might prefer working with Namaskar with the hands together. You might prefer getting that openness into the spine with the palms forward. Last one is your choice. So start with the breath in. We'll finish in Tadasana. So just releasing the hands down by the side of the body, rolling the shoulders back, have a little wiggle if you need to, before you then just commit to a couple of breaths of stillness and gentle focus in Tadasana. Inhale that sense of peace and exhale. So building on that, we'll start to explore our sun salutation with a step back, but without a vinyasa. So this is a modified one. So they start in the same way here. We breathe in, take whichever option you want to breathe out and come to the earth. Inhale, we halfway lift. Exhale, we forward fold. As we breathe in, we step or jump our feet back. And as soon as we breathe out, we pop the knees down, release the feet. Inhale, open the heart into our cow position. Exhale, open the spine into cat. Breathe in, come back to center. As we breathe out, seat to heels. Inhale here, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice full breath. As you breathe in, you start to look forwards, breathe out, take the toes to the backs of your wrists. However you make it there is fine. Inhale, we slide up into that strength halfway. Exhale, we forward fold. Breathe in, rising up in the way that serves you. Breathing out, just releasing to heart or hands to side of body. Take a full breath. And let's go again. Inhale. Exhale, bow to the earth. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step or jump back. Exhale, drop to the knees, release the feet. Breathe in, cow. Breathe out, cat. Inhale to neutral spine. Exhale, tuck toes, seat to heels. We take a breath in to prepare us there. As we breathe out, we rise to downward dog, or it could be that you're coming to tabletop. Take a full breath. And make the journey of toes towards the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up with strength. And exhale, release to your choice of Tadasana. Take a full breath. Even if it's a nice deep breath in through the nose and you're like, oh, out of the mat. So we're going to take the last one again, just giving you the opportunity to explore. It doesn't matter if you kind of forget the sequence, just keep the body moving in some way and we'll meet back in Tadasana. So whenever you're ready. So just taking a full breath in your downward facing dog or tabletop before you make the way to the top of the mat. Rising up in the way that serves you and the breath is there. And then we'll release the arms, roll the shoulders back, have a little sip of your drink if you've got one and you feel that you need it. Have a little shake out of the body if you need it. So we'll add the vinyasa onto it now. So the vinyasa is the bit where we come into plank. Rather than going into cat and cow, we'll come into knees, chest and chin. Your option if you want to practice chaturanga. I don't, but I don't want to stop you from doing that. So breathe in, sweeping the hands up. Breathing out, we come down to the ground. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Take a breath in here to prepare you. As you breathe out, step or jump into plank. Inhale in that plank position. As you exhale, let's bring the knees down, bend the elbows into the body, take the chest and chin down. Inhale, snake the body forwards, lift the heart. Tuck the toes. Exhale, seat to heels. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, downward facing dog. Just take that single breath there. And gravitate back to the top of your mat. Finish the sequence as we inhale halfway. Exhale to release in our forward fold. Breathe in as we rise up strong. And breathe out as we release. Our version of Tadasana, we take a full breath. So we're going to repeat it again. If you jumped back, that's fine. You could jump back again. If you stepped your right foot back first into plank, you might want to step your left foot back, up to you. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Breathe in halfway. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, plank. Inhale here. As we exhale, let's drop the knees down and bend the elbows to lower the chest. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, open the heart, tuck the toes. Exhale, seat to heels. Take a breath in, breathe out, downward dog. Take that full breath and then start to gravitate back towards the top of the mat. Finish the sequence as you inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up strong. Exhale, let's release the arms by the side of the body. Gaze forwards. Maybe we close the eyes. Maybe there's a nice deep breath in and as we breathe out. So by nature, Surya, sun, is warming. So if you started to get a little bit warmer, that is natural. Let's give ourselves a couple of breaths to ground. So our last exploration, it's going to involve the lunge as well, which is sometimes practiced in A, sometimes practiced in B. It always starts in the same way, mainly as far as I can think, and then things will be added on. So coming to the top of our mat, we inhale to rise up. We exhale to fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in here to prepare. As you breathe out, step your right foot back, drop the knee down. Breathe in, we sweep the arms up, lifting away from kind of dropping down in our lunge. Breathe out, we bring the hands to the earth. Inhale, lift that back knee. Exhale into plank. Drop the knees down to the ground as we breathe in, open the heart. As we breathe out, open the spine. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, seat to heels. Breathe in. Breathe out, downward facing dog. So we can always kind of just skip out that vinyasa for a little bit of cat and cow. Let's lift the right toes up towards the sky. As we exhale, we're going to stride that right foot forwards. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, sweep the hands to the sky. Lift away from dropping into our lunge. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Breathe in, lift the back knee. Breathe out, step that foot forwards. Finishing our sequence as we inhale halfway. Exhale to soften into our forward fold. Breathe in, rise up strong. Breathe out. Find your Tadasana and a full breath there. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, our left foot steps back, knee drops down. We breathe in, lift up into our lunge position. As we breathe out, we bring the hands to the earth. Inhale, back knee lifts. Exhale, just a moment in plank, and then we drop the knees. Inhale into cow. Exhale, cat. Breathe in, neutral spine. Breathe out, seat to heels. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nearly there. Taking that full breath. Breathe in, lift the left toes to the sky. Breathing out, shifting the weight forwards as you step that left foot through. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, rising back up into a lunge. Exhale, releasing the hands down. Inhale, lift the back knee. This time as we exhale, we're going to step into our last downward facing dog, pushing the bum up to the sky. It's absolutely your choice if you have the energy to take a vinyasa here and meet back in downward dog. You decide. Once you are in your downward facing dog, take one more deep breath. Then bring the knees to the earth, let them come wider. Turn the big toes towards each other, nuzzle your bum to heels. Release the front of your body towards the earth, taking our child's pose. Well done. Nice deep breath in and out. Just letting yourself soften into the earth. So we're going to take about 5 or 6 more breaths here. Just ensuring that the version of child's pose that you've chosen, if that's with props or without, whatever you're doing with your hands, is working for you. And then nice and slowly, just start to bring yourself into a seated position. So we're going to take a little roll around through the hips and the lower body. In Kundalini, sometimes it's called a Sufi roll. So just loosening through lower body. Starting to wind down. It's important with more heated practices that we have like a good cool down period. Pause. Let's take it in the opposite direction. So almost kind of lazy motion. And then come back to what you feel is neutral spine. You might close the eyes. Take a breath in, just lift the chin up towards the sky, but have full control of your head and neck. As you next breathe out, chin comes down to chest. And just take a couple more like that with your breath. Try and make sure that your jaw is nice and loose here as well. Let's bring the head back to center. We'll inhale here, and as you exhale, just drop your right ear towards the right shoulder. So no straining. Breathe in back to center. Breathe out over to the left. Just take that a couple of times. Again, just keep the jaw nice and soft. Keep the shoulders dropped away from the ears. So in the season of spring, the emotion can be irritability, frustration, and we often hold that in the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. So just loosening into these areas. Let's bring the head back to center. Grab a sip of your drink if you need it. Grab any additional props that you might want to support your relaxation. And then we're going to come down onto the back of the body. So you could just lower yourself down, or you could roll down with the arms out in front of you. Keep the toes to the earth. You'll start to feel that interact with the core. The toes want to lift. That last moment, we roll down, let the head meet the earth. Bring the knees in towards us for a little squeeze. And same thing that we did at the beginning of the practice on the arms, just squeezing the arms. Perhaps you have a little squeeze of the thighs, a little tap of the legs, maybe a little rub, kind of like, oh, well done, thanks for supporting me through that standing practice. And then let's pop the feet down onto the ground, about hip distance apart. Bringing the arms down by the side of the body. The back of the head remains on the earth, but just see if you can tuck your chin a little bit into your chest so you'll feel this length through the back of the neck. We're going to push down through the feet as we inhale, peel the spine away from the earth, lift the hips to the sky, come into bridge. As you exhale, just take the spine all the way down. 2 more like that, just with your own breath. So now is the time just to wind it down. And then let's press down through the feet. Just slide the bum over to the left of your mat. Let your knees drop over to the right side of your mat. If you've got space, spread the arms out, backs of the hands to the earth, so you'll feel that that just helps to open up across the chest. Adjust your knees for comfort. So everyone's spinal twist will of course be different, as it should be. See if you can take a deep breath and just soften here. Let's bring the gaze and the knees back to center. Pop the feet down onto the ground. Take a breath. And then we'll take it over to the opposite side. So we push through the feet, just nuzzle the bum right as we drop the knees left. Make any adjustment that we need to. A deep breath just allows us to sink into the earth. And guide yourself back to center. So our last shape is butterfly, just taking the knees wider, bringing the soles of the feet together. You are completely in control of how much you bring your heels into your seat or take them away. If you feel like you kind of really want to expand into the body, you might take the arms overhead. Try and relax the backs of the arms to the earth if you can. You might just tickle fingertips. You might catch hold of opposite wrists or arms. And just let the face soften. Down into the side body, into the ribs, letting the hips soften and open. Perhaps you stay here for a few more breaths, or maybe there's something else that is calling to you. So it could be a shape, might be a little massage of the body, it might just be to start to set yourself up for Shavasana. And then lay yourself down on the back or the side of your body. You could extend the arms and legs, you could bend the knees, especially if there's any twinges to your low back. You might want to bend into the knees and knock the knees inwards. So just get yourself into the position that feels really nourishing and nurturing for you. Arguably the most important part of our practice. So, we're not just making shapes for no reason. Although, if we see that as exercise, that is absolutely fine. But this is about moving energy, about moving emotion, about connecting to the inner and outer workings of ourselves, which perhaps filters out to help us connect to others around us. And an invitation just to bring your left hand onto your heart and just come back to that word of peace or shanti. And invite yourself to step into peace, whatever that looks or feels like for you. As you exhale, perhaps this sense of peace expands. And it may be linked to a colour for you or a feeling. Maybe it expands to the edges of your body. Perhaps you like to see or feel that it expands to anyone else in your space. Perhaps your neighbours. Perhaps even wider. So as far as we can manage, and even if that is solely for ourselves right now, that's enough. This idea, this feeling, this offering of peace, shanti. If the eyes aren't closed, you might choose to close them now. As we just take a minute to absorb our physical practice, that movement of energy, perhaps the feeling and idea of peace. And also this idea of unity. So our practice today is raising money for Yoga Stops Traffic. And of course, yoga in itself, yuj, yoke, unify. Slowly bring our awareness back to our own body. We start to have a little wiggle of the fingers and the toes. We might come back to just gentle squeezing or massaging of the body. We're thanking it. What a privilege it is to be able to have a body that can allow us to practice yoga. And you are, of course, more than welcome to just stay as you are and take a little while to rest. Otherwise, you might want to roll onto the right side of your body. So right is our energetic side, which is probably best for morning time. Although it's just turned afternoon. And then gently bring yourself up. Find a comfortable seat if you are coming to a seat. We'll sweep the arms wide and just perhaps imagine that we gather up this sense of peace to hold in our hands and bring back to our heart. You might take a little bow, thanking yourself. And thank you so much for joining me, for supporting the charity. Hope you have a lovely weekend. And we'll end with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace.